Just a robot.
Now I know what a lot of you are thinking, and don't worry, this is not a permanent change. I'm just somewhere else right now, and I'm sorry if you can hear any background noise. With that out of the way, let's talk about the commentary community. And don't worry, this is not about the Pokemon drama, but I will bring it up once or twice throughout this video just to give an example of something. But before I begin, I'm going to explain to you what I mean by commentary community. When I say commentary community, I'm not talking about people who make commentaries in general. I'm talking about a specific group that makes commentaries. I'm not talking about people who make political and social commentaries, like Teal Deer, Sargon of Akkad, Bearing, Thunderfoot. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm also not talking about roasting commentators, like Leafy is Here and Pyrocynical. Instead, I'm talking about a very interesting type of commentary community. I like to refer to them as the commentary cuck community. The neo-commentary community. If you have already seen my videos on the Pokemon drama, then you have a pretty good idea of what these people are like. Most of them use an avatar from an anime, cartoon, or video game, and they usually change their avatar a lot, like every video. In fact, sometimes they change their avatar during the video. Now, there are some exceptions, not all of them do this, but most of them do. Also, unlike political commentators, they commentate on whatever they want, so at the very least they have variety. But unfortunately, they often commentate on a subject they know little to nothing about. Let me give you an example of what I mean.
Once you are dead, you cannot die again. In the Boo saga, Vegeta is fighting Boo, obviously, and Goku tells him that he could be killed again, and when you die twice, you just simply don't exist anymore.
You died once. If anything happens to you now, you won't exist anymore. There'll be nothing I can do to bring you back.
However, it's been stated multiple times that once you die, you cannot die again.
You're forgetting. You're already dead. You can't die a second time, you know.
What are you implying? Goku said you can't die more than once. And then King Kai also says you can't die more than once.
You completely mistranslated everything. What Goku is saying is that if you die as a ghost, you're not only dead, but there's no way Shenron can bring you back to life. Probably because it's beyond his power. What King Kai is saying is that as a ghost, it's impossible to kill you. Basically, no matter what people do to your astral form, it won't be destroyed. This is really not complicated to understand. Honestly, it almost comes across as you're doing this on purpose.
Maybe it's because it was poorly explained. Maybe there's something that's flying over my head. I don't know. But this one's lost on me. You could have gone into a little more detail explaining how this was a plot hole or an inconsistency.
Is it really his fault? Because I perfectly understood what he meant. I think he went into enough detail. Maybe you're the problem. Just because you don't understand something doesn't mean everybody else doesn't understand it. This is one of my major problems with the commentary community. They just seem like they want videos to be made for them specifically. Now, I'm sure they don't actually think that, but it definitely comes across that way.
There actually is an inconsistency here. Because both Goku and Krillin have died more than once.
Oh my god. They're not talking about dying, coming back to life, then dying again. They're talking about dying, becoming a ghost, and then dying again while you're still a ghost. Just face it, you have no idea what you're talking about. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. What about the rest of her video? Well, the thing is, that's pretty much her entire video. This is a thing the neo-commentary community calls a one-shot commentary. Basically, they take a segment of a video they don't agree with, and they respond to it. Even if they agree with the rest of the video, if there's one part of the video they don't agree with, they have to make a response video to that one little part. Now, maybe instead you could, leave a comment? Is your opinion really so important you have to edit an entire video just to respond to a 20-second clip? Now I know some of you are thinking, didn't you just do a one-shot commentary? Well, the problem isn't the one-shot commentary itself. For example, if someone made a compilation of a bunch of one-shot commentaries, I really wouldn't see anything wrong with that. But putting together a video for something so small just kind of seems a little sad to me. One could argue that the video I'm making right now is a bunch of one-shot commentaries combined, but I'm doing it for the purpose of talking about a community as a whole. Another major issue I have with the commentary community is just how much they nitpick.
Holy shit. I think I need a moment. Morgan, did you really just have the gunshot sound effect be quieter than the gun cocking sound effect? Could you not look at the tracks in your video editor, look at the sound and think, oh geez, the gunshot sounds awfully quiet over here. Maybe I could raise the volume just a bit or something? Like, what am I supposed to do about this? Oh yeah, the rest of the suicide subplot.
Really? You're complaining about a gunshot sound effect? I mean, I won't lie, it's a mistake with the video, but it's so fucking small. I wouldn't have noticed it if you didn't point it out. Where do you guys even draw the line? When is a mistake so small you don't point it out? And the guy is acting like this is a huge mistake.
I think I need a moment.
Really? You need a minute for that? Oh, and by the way, buddy, loosen your braces. They're way too tight. The next thing I'm going to talk about is commentary material playlists. Basically, commentators make these playlists of videos they don't have the time to commentate on, and if another commentator is looking for some material, they take a look at these playlists and see if there's anything they want to talk about. By far, the most pathetic one I could find was the one by Nihilistic Snake, who used to be known as Sloth Boy. His commentary material playlist is full of anti-SJW videos. Hey look, there's one of my videos. Oh, look, there's another one.
Another one.
And another one, which is the same video as before. I guess he hated it so much he had to put it twice. So I took a look at some of Nihilistic Snake's videos, and barely any of them are on anti-feminist. Allow me to explain to you why that is. So Nihilistic Snake did a commentary on one of the Amazing Atheist videos, and the Drunken Peasants eventually responded to it, and Nihilistic Snake got so much hate he took the video down. If you want to see it, I will link a re-upload of the video down below. But the point is, Nihilistic Snake is such a pussy that he wants other people to do his dirty work for him. He's not even a feminist. He's a wannabe feminist. Holy fuck, that's pathetic. He knows for a fact that if he does a video on any of these people, there's a good chance that they will respond. So he's not going to do it himself. He's going to try to get someone else to do it for him, so they can get all the hate and not him. How pathetic can you be? Now, Nihilistic Snake is one of the most hated people in the Neo-CC, but despite that, there are still people who go into his playlist to find material. Another very hated person in the Neo-CC did a video on me, and yes, this video was in Nihilistic Snake's playlist. Oh yeah, by the way, this person actually linked me their video, because they know that they're such a nobody that there was no other way I would find their video. Now, I'm not going to respond to it, mainly because someone else already has, and I thought they did a good enough job. But I am going to be talking about Nihilistic Snake's comment on the video. Jar is fucking retarded for thinking alimony is oppression. No, it's called being a parent. Okay, first of all, I was talking about child support, not alimony. Yes, there is a difference. Second, let me get this straight. You think that having your kids ripped from your arms and having to be forced to pay money, which you don't even know how much is being spent on them, is not oppression. Now, I do think child support is necessary. But the bad thing is, it greatly affects one gender over another. And by the way, child support can be very expensive. And if you don't pay it, you're going to be thrown in jail. Now let me ask you this, feminist boy. If the roles were reversed, would you say it was oppression? Now I am going to be talking a little bit about the Pokemon drama with my next point. So out of everybody who made a response video to me, dirtbikeredden probably talked the most shit. But after I did my response video to everybody who did a video on me, he removed his comments section a few days later. Now he said he removed the comments section because the comments from my fans were stupid and unreasonable. Now, maybe they are, but I can't tell, because they're all gone. However, I went on his DeviantArt and I found this comment. It doesn't really seem stupid, and it doesn't really seem unreasonable. Now, dirtbikeredden originally had this really hilarious description underneath his video, but unfortunately I couldn't get a screenshot of it. He did later update his description, and in it he apologized. Aw, yeah, so nice of you. I forgive. But there is one problem I do have with his description, and it's the biggest problem I have with the Neo commentary community overall. First, I'm going to give a little context to what's going on. So Yankee Doodle Dandy Tones was talking about me in a live stream.
My thoughts on Just a Robot. Here's the thing. Just a Robot annoys me. He's one of those people who will talk and talk and talk, and if you call him out on him even remotely being wrong, he will not admit to being wrong. Ever.
And Dillin Thoma the Tank Engine made a commentary on it.
Now, if you've seen my videos where I defended doodletones, I'm sure you've heard me say this line several different times. I have said, if she ever did anything to fuck up, I would easily call her out on her bullshit, and if I ever did anything that was fucked up, I would expect her to call me out. So, let me just say, I'm not trying to start any drama, and I'm still cool with her. I just feel like that her latest live stream needed a little bit of critique, so let me get into this today on DHT.
If you want to watch the whole thing, link will be down below. If you're wondering how the Neo CC reacted to this, they went bananas. They called Dillin a doodle trader, and they started making videos on him. Eventually they did apologize, but still, they went ballistic over him just disagreeing with her. And here's the thing, Dillin and Doodle were friends. dirtbikeredden does say in his description that Dillin is in my camp, which at the time he wasn't. He was way closer friends with doodletones than he was with me at the time. But I guess if they're not with you, they must be against you, and on my side, right? Now that I have given enough context, here's my #1 problem with the Neo CC. dirtbikeredden says in his description that Dillin revived the drama between me and doodletones. So let me get this straight. Doodle talking about me for several minutes is not bringing up the drama, but Dillin pointing out that she's bringing it up is bringing it up. You have got to be shitting me. This is what I really hate most about the Neo CC. It's never them who are reviving the drama. It doesn't matter what they do. They can make 15 videos on me. But if someone makes a video back, oh my god, they're bringing back old drama. And before you make an excuse like, oh, it was on a live stream, so it doesn't count, or someone asked her a question, or the video wasn't directly about you, just be honest with yourselves. You all know that if the situation was reversed, you guys would be going ballistic. I also really like the part where he says, we lack the ability to ignore other people making response videos. I mean, really, how much of a hypocrite can you be? Oh, I'm sorry, being a hypocrite doesn't make you wrong. Even though I'm not saying it makes you wrong, but for some reason you're taking it that way. I don't really give a shit if someone does a video on me, but what I do have a problem with is people who run away and scream out, no tag backs. Luckily, I'm not the only one who feels this way. Many commentators have formed a group called the Alt CC, which was made by me and Dillin Thoma. Dillin Thoma did most of the work, I just came up with the name. And before the Alt CC even did anything, the Neo commentary community was freaking out.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
So much is already changing. One of the more respected commentators, Ski Hound, has joined up with the Alt-CC, and Ryan has quit doing commentaries. Now, I like Ryan. He was the glue holding the Neo-CC together, but I guess it really stressed him out and he did the smart thing and quit. And honestly, Ryan, whatever you do next, I support it. Unless it's reaction videos. Do reviews, do top 10s, do whatever, except for reaction videos. Honestly, you have a lot of talent. I hope you find what you're looking for.
My eyes have seen the glory of the cleansing of YouTube, debunking SJWs and feminazis too. We criticize reactionists in hopes they get the boot. Just a robot marches on